Welcome to another broadcast of Kawaii Fox News. Today, I will be discussing Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma's Fox representation, and the Silver Fox. Are they really endangered? Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma's Fox representation is okay, but it could be better. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, released on June 4th on Steam, and features many animal folk, including a fox named Hina. Although the game is pretty lacking in polygons, one of the first characters that is introduced is a foxling. Hina, the foxling, is shown to enjoy lots of naps in the morning, and also is shown to be hiding secrets almost immediately. She also loves sweet foods, including dango. Foxes are known to be nocturnal generally, meaning they are asleep in the morning and awake at night. But because foxes are super adaptable, they can also be crepuscular or diurnal. What does that mean? Well, diurnal means awake in the mornings, and crepuscular means awake at dawn and dusk, kind of like cats. So Hina waking up early in the morning, 6 a.m. when the player also wakes up, and being always sleepy during those early mornings is pretty accurate for foxes. Hina liking the nap together interaction option is also accurate with how foxes might operate depending on their own internal clock. Foxes do enjoy sweet things, as foxes aren't carnivores. They are either mesocarnivores, meaning that they eat mostly meat when possible, but also lots of fruits, nuts, and berries, or omnivores that eat both plants and animals very frequently. Foxes will also eat carrion and leftover human food waste if they really need to. So, it's safe to say that foxes love sweet fruits and berries. Hina really enjoying sweet things is a definite yes for fox representation. However, the bad parts of fox representation falls on Hina's height when in beast form and Hina keeping secrets. Foxes are overly portrayed in media as creatures of deceit who steal and lie. Robin Hood famously lies and steals, although it is for the greater good. Some versions of the gingerbread man show a fox deceiving the gingerbread man so it can eat him. Hina ends up being a boss fight in Guardians of Azuma, getting aggressive when the player character must pass into some ruins. Which... her beast form is huge, way taller than the player character, which is inaccurate to actual fox. Part is spoilers for the game, so if you'd like to skip, do so right now. She also admits, after the boss fight, that she is not actually an archaeologist, deceiving everyone, even her close friend that she rode to Azuma with. Her deceit is a plot point within the game, and can't be avoided, possibly touching on the harmful stigma that foxes are deceitful creatures. For the last story of today, the Silver Fox. Are they endangered? Well, silver foxes are foxes with the coat gradient of black to light gray. They were hunted down for their beautiful fur in the 1900s. So, are they endangered now? Well, the short answer is no. Although these foxes were hunted down and often rarely seen, they are just normal red foxes with a genetic trait that affects their coat color, called melanism. Melanism and albinism exist in most species of the animal kingdom. Melanism is a genetic trait that tells the animal to produce an excess of melanin, which melanin being a polymer in the body that gives pigmentation to fur and eyes, but also protects against harmful sun side effects, which is part of why it exists. Another reason for melanin to exist in animals and humans is the colors that it might make reddish or darken. Blending into an environment is key for survival, especially with smaller animals like foxes. Albinism is the absence of melanism, a genetic trait that gives little to no pigmentation to fur or eyes. Both melanistic and albinistic animals often quickly die in the wild because they cannot blend into their environment, being extremely dark colored or extremely light colored. These genetic traits, however, are necessary for the continued survival of a species, although they die quickly in the wild. A pretty famous example of this is the peppered moth. When the industrial age struck and the environment for the peppered moth became dark and sootier, the moths, mostly white, would be spotted easily by predators and they would die in droves. The moths born the melanistic genetic trait, however, would have an easier time surviving in their quickly changing environment because their environment was a lot darker than it used to be. When their habitats became less polluted and a lot cleaner, the reverse happened. The dark moths died while the white ones lived more often. This can theoretically happen to any species, so having the diversity of melanistic or albino traits tucked away in foxes could help them survive adversity in the future. Albino foxes would survive better in an ice age event, for example. It would be harder to spot a white fox with so much snow, so they'd hunt better and be hunted less. All of that to say, silver foxes are just red foxes with a particular rare genetic trait that pops up inside foxes from time to time. There's no need to be wary of endangerment if they're rarely seen, because they are just red foxes.